So tell me, why are you on Khan's Den? To watch my videos, right? Because that is what I'm known for, producing videos in a documentary format about the history of ancient and medieval steppe peoples with a particular focus on the Turkic peoples, with the goal of both explaining these eras of human history for the first time and/or to get rid of cliched narratives that were ingrained into many societies over the past 100 years. On January 19th, Khan's Den will have its 5th anniversary, and I've got to say that it's going along rather well. But with all the different peoples, locations and eras I've ever covered, the Göktürks are still the main reason why I am a content creator in the first place. Look, when you make several 12 to 90-minute videos about the rise of the First Göktürks because you were so frustrated how their history was either ignored or skewed by others, and years later see your work pop up as the first video recommendations on search engines for anyone who looks up the term Göktürk worldwide, that is a pretty good feeling. But originally, I did not intend to make videos at all. Khan's Den was born out of a blog where I wrote about Göktürk history, and to this day, writing is what I love doing most. Perhaps during my studies at university, I developed a liking for writing. Due to my actual full-time job, which is why I upload a new documentary every 3 to 6 weeks by the way, and also due to the videos here on Khan's Den, I do have a certain talent for storytelling, I feel. Hence why I wanted to write a book about the First Göktürk Empire some time ago. Not with a sterile academic tone, yet with sufficient historical sources, understandable for everyone, but also intriguing enough for advanced history enthusiasts to dive into it. And so, I published a book in 2022. However, it was really, as the title says, a basic overview of the Göktürks, of Bumin and Istemi, of the Tengrism religion, and so on. Maybe a bit short with 190 pages, many people liked it, but I was never 100% satisfied by the result. Hence why I wrote another book, a remake, more than 450 pages long, and finally published it just before 2024 came to a close. And in comparison, the new book really is different, and it's not just the cover. In The Göktürk Empire, Rise of the Turkic Peoples, we explore ancient Turkic and steppe history from a different perspective. First, we dive into the general prehistory of the steppe peoples and try to understand how geography shaped their destiny. Then, we analyze several steppe empires and polities like those of the Shungnu and the Huns of Attila in Europe. As we try to understand what all these steppe warriors had in common, both accomplishments and flaws, we finally begin the story of the Turkic Ashina clan, just how in the world they developed from a small wolf-loving tribe at the Altai Mountains into a dynasty that ruled the first transcontinental steppe empire ever, that reached from the Korean borderlands to Ukraine, from Siberia to Afghanistan, and from the Great Wall of China to the walls of Iran. These were the people that gave the Turkic peoples their name, Turk. They ruled over an empire bigger in size than even the Turkish Ottoman Empire 1,000 years later, and only to be overshadowed by the Mongol Empire some 600 years later. In between, we again discuss the main principles of Tengrism, but also of shamanism, and go in-depth into topics like the importance of nature elements among nomadic Turkic peoples, rituals, the actual roles of the shaman, who was called Kam among the Turks anyway, and more. I further included many important deities and otherworldly beings that are essential to Turkic mythology and Tengrism alike, and enhanced the experience by including some fitting artwork depicting the most important beings. In general, I made frequent use of both photos from historical excavations and self-made political maps, as well as AI-generated paintings, but as you are aware, always with the intention to deliver an authentic experience. Lastly, this book offers the reasons why the First Göktürk Empire fell in 630 AD. All of the aforementioned points, as well as the extensive source list that translated Olkhon inscriptions from the Göktürks themselves, and a general professionalism regarding the layout of the pages, set this book apart from the original 2022 version, or really any other book about old Turkic history. This is the most comprehensive book about the Göktürk Empire. I am, to the best of my knowledge, still the only author to write and release books about the First Göktürk Khaganate in the English language, accessible to a worldwide public. This book is available in German as well, and it's just a matter of time until I release a Turkish version. It may even surpass any other Göktürk book by Turkish historians. I mean, most of them either drift off into the most mundane details or even leave out entire sections of Göktürk history. Some even continue using Sinicized Chinese names of Turkic rulers whose actual Turkic names are already known, but whatever. Due to Khan Stan, I know how important visual storytelling is, and I'm also aware that it's important to keep a focus on textual history. With the Göktürk Empire, I tried to find a middle ground. The paperback edition includes colored pages, while the hardcover, which will release soon as well, has black and white pages. That is because Amazon, by which I'm able to publish the book as print versions in the first place, demanded a hefty price of $62 for the hardcover. I suppose due to higher printing costs, but that's just a pathetically high price. And my margin of revenue would have been less than $5 anyway. So instead, I offer both paperback and soon hardcover for the same price of $30 US. You can also buy the ebook from Amazon.com, but you get it for $5 less on my website khanstan.net, as well as on khanstanshop.com, which you can also find by taking a glance at the shop section below this video. I offer the same ebook on my Patreon page as well, so feel free to go to patreon.com/khanstan. Maybe you will even consider a membership to support my projects. Thanks again to all my supporters, both on Patreon and here on YouTube as well. Your donations mean a lot to me. And let me tell you, this book took another few years off of my life force, and I needed to utilize all of my kut to finish it, but it was worth it. It's the first project in a long time that made me really proud. I hope that you will also find satisfaction when reading it. Feel free to send me your feedback by email at info@thekhanstan.com or on my social media channels. I'm more active on Twitter than anywhere else, but don't tell anyone.